Dude, I don't know about you. I'm freaking stoked about Sharknado 2.
Yeah, baby.
Come on. Got 3 glasses ready to go. Oh, are they filming? Oh, all right. Hey, everyone. Sorry about that. We're just, Daryl and I are here just enjoying ourselves some good popcorn. Mm-hmm. We came, where else but the movie theater, to talk about good visual aids. Daryl, take it away.
Well, I think we're at the movie theaters because movies can teach you the most about making your visual aid.
No kidding.
No one likes to read books, especially not textbooks, right?
Yeah, you know me.
What they do is you really want to see ideals come to life. It's one thing to read about a girl who has pink hair and a bad attitude, but it's another to see it in real life, in motion and action. And so you go to movies because they entertain you.
And with 3D glasses, too.
Of course.
That just makes it that much more exciting.
Exactly. So movies bring your ideals to life. And so we hope that you get from this how to really turn your ideals, your words, into a picture that your audience can understand.
You want to teach this class? You did that better than I could have.
Yeah, pay me your salary.
That's not much. But yeah, what Daryl's saying makes a lot of sense. And fun fact, did you know that when movies first came out, Daryl, there was actually no talking whatsoever. It was just images. In fact, when the first talkie came out, it was actually the jazz singer. It was, I think, 1927. People thought this is never going to happen. And so the reason why I bring that up is because if you think about, movies, you've got the beautiful imagery, right? That really helps us stay engaged. But then we follow along through the talking. And so your job is to do the talking and let your visual aid show us. Yeah. So it's just simple show and tell, but it's exactly what you said. I just thought that was a fun fact. So I was a BCA major. All right, so now that we're in the movie theater, let's use the screen for something other than just a white thing. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is talk about your first principle, which is the 3-to-1 rule. Okay, so you want to write this down. When it comes to visual aids, I talk about the 3-to-1 rule. Okay. Okay, there are 3 things that you need on your slide, but it all encapsulates to one big idea.
Okay.
First thing is you want one picture that summarizes one idea. Okay, and finally, there's only one heading.
Okay.
Okay.
One picture, one idea, one heading.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Each slide.
All right.
Each slide. Now, this is asking you to do 15 slides. So where do you think we see this idea most often in life outside of the movie theater?
Oh, man. Probably all over. Every billboards.
Billboards, exactly. All right, so let's take a look at our first billboard. How'd you find that picture?
You know what? I Facebook stalked you.
You Facebook stalked me. That is actually a picture of me that is not supposed to be up there. That is actually a picture of me when I used to work in a movie theater.
Should change your privacy settings.
I should.
Yeah.
Important note, you should write that down. All right, let's take a look at the first billboard. All right, so take a look at this wonderful billboard. This is a great example of, if we were to call this a slide, right? You've got one heading and you've got one picture. And the best part is it summarizes the whole idea, right? Don't turn into that picture.
Yeah.
Tailgating just isn't worth it. But you see how the visual really incorporates what they're trying to say?
I do.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like that.
That's a really creative idea.
The other thing that I love about billboards, too, is they get really creative and comical, right? You had a headache recently? Maybe like when we filmed these videos together? Yeah, take it down all beforehand. But the thing I love about this is that it really shows you kind of what it feels like, right? When we're talking about headaches, instead of describing it using a bunch of words and being like, oh, it's so painful and so frustrating, you literally have this gigantic... what is that thing? A crane in your head?
Yeah, it looks like it.
It looks like a destruction crane. My favorite is literally use only what you need. And so this is a really important thing to think about as well. I mean, only use text when it's important. Exactly. Billboards, billboards, they have a 7-word rule.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 7 words. Another fun fact. You don't have to write that down. 7 words because that's all you can handle.
Okay.
When you're driving down the road, if it's more than 7 words, you can't make out the message.
That's really neat. Where'd you find that out?
Oh, I just learned this stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think I took a class on this.
Oh, okay. I hope so. You are the teacher.
I hope so. I have to teach. I'm supposed to be the authority. Okay. All right, on to number 2, Daryl. Help me out.
What about memes?
Well, what can memes teach us about the second principle?
Well, memes they do a really good job of showing us what it is we're trying to say without being redundant. They're really creative.
Yeah.
And as you can see right here, do today. And what is this college student doing? He's drinking a beer. Now, this is probably what most college students do. Maybe it's not drinking a beer. Maybe it's sitting at home watching television while you should be doing your homework. So they're really trying to emphasize in their speech, I'm guessing, because visual aids should complement your speech, is that he's a lazy student and he has something that's due today that he should be doing today, but he's not doing it. So you see how the visual aid really speaks to that.
Absolutely.
What else we got?
Well, we got Kanye.
Oh, Kanye. Now, oh man, I'm not a fan of Kanye ever since, his first album. That was it. That's all I like. But this is a good visual aid. It's creative and it really gets to the point. But here's the thing.
Okay.
You can barely even see the words. They're
Absolutely.
too small. If I'm in the audience and I'm looking at this visual aid, I'm like, what is that? What are you trying to say? Is
Exactly.
he being attacked by demons? Like, what's going on? I don't know. So I like the picture. I like the concept, but they can need to clean it up a little bit.
Clean it up. Well, that leads us to our third point, Daryl, which is make sure that you can see the text on the background.
Yeah.
Now, what a lot of times happens to students is they'll either have way too much text, or you won't be able to read the text. And so this is a prime example of a bad meme. It's hilarious, and I stopped liking Kanye after he, totally interrupted T Swift because he's all like, yo, Beyonce, which, I mean, it's fine. I like Beyonce, but, T Swift really owned that one, if I'm being honest with you. 22 is a great album, by the way.
He lost it.
Yeah. But I love this idea, and poor Kanye, he gets, missed for this forever. So that's really the third principle is make sure you can read that text on the PowerPoint slide. There is actually a resource on Blackboard where you can check what's called contrast to make sure it contrasts enough. When you start using different colors like neon greens on neon blues, it can actually create headaches. Just like I'm starting to get a headache with these
Right
classes. I can't wait for Sharknado to start.
So let's go ahead and add this rule.
All right. Add a fourth.
Do not use memes.
Yeah.
Here's why. Because memes may be popular amongst college students, but they're not popular for most other audiences. And you really want to make sure that your visual aid speaks to the audience that you're trying to talk to in their own language. So do not use memes.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Now, again, they are funny for college students, like you said, but when you're talking to your audiences, they won't understand it, so it'll go over their head.
No.
All right, so the million-dollar question. How do we find good images?
You're a teacher, you tell me.
All right, there are three things you can do, really simply put, okay? Number one, you can always go to Google Images, and that's really simple, right? You just go into Google, type in your keywords, just like you would type in keywords for, research and sources, okay? But the difference is you click that little images button on the top, and you look through all the images.
So besides Google, what else can I do?
Ah, nice. All right. Well, my second favorite place is Creative Commons. Now, what's cool about Creative Commons is that you've got all these amateur photographers who are taking beautiful pictures, and it's all free of charge. And if you cite the Creative Commons license, which you don't have to do for this class, you can use it in almost anything. And so it's an easy, free way to do that. So you go to search.creativecommons.org, and I use this all the time, actually, to find great pictures.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is that where you got the Kanye picture from?
No, I got that from Google Images.
Oh, okay. All right, so Google,
Yep.
Creative Commons.
Absolutely.
And so what if I look at both places
And you still can't find it?
Still can't find it.
Well, my friend, you got a cell phone?
Yeah, I do actually.
You do? Okay, well,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be on you.
Okay.
Take a picture, it lasts longer.
You're right.
Absolutely. I use my iPad to take pictures all the time because I got a dumb phone, so I don't have it with me either right now. They say to turn them off when you're in the movie theater, so we're just trying to to oblige by what
Don't
they
want to
say.
break the rules.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's really it. I mean, when you think about the visual aid, it's got to be simple. It's got to be to the point. Follow that 3-to-1 rule. Think like a meme. Does the picture really represent
Yes.
what it is you're talking about? And then finally, make sure that you can read that text. So make sure it stands out above the background.
Yeah.
Now, here's the good news. I'm going to be asking you to use this thing called Haiku Deck. You ever used that before?
No, I actually haven't.
It's actually a lot easier than PowerPoint, and it's free. And
like
so,
free.
yeah, free is good, just like this popcorn.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam.
Don't tell anyone. So, haikudeck.com. It's a free place to go, and that is when you're going to create your first slide and send it to me. After this video ends, because we got to watch our movie,
Yeah.
you'll have an opportunity to figure out how to use Haiku Deck. It's free, it's easier than PowerPoint, and it turns itself into a PowerPoint, so you can email it to me. So don't forget to make that slide for question 3 for one slide for 1 point in your speech. That's it. Anything else you want to add there?
Do they have to send you something?
Yeah,
The one slide?
the one slide, yeah. It
Oh,
can be
okay.
any slide from your speech, but create one slide following these rules.
See, I should have been paying attention.
It's okay.
I was too busy looking at the visual aid.
They can be distracting.
But I guess if I add anything, it's just be creative. Have fun with it. This is fun. One thing that I noticed after taking the class last semester is I'm driving, I'm looking at billboards. Every picture I see, I'm like, no, they're breaking the rules. They have too many words. No, that's boring. That doesn't make sense. And so you're going to become an expert. So what would be really cool is if we could use your photo for an example to say, hey, this is exactly what a visual aid should look like.
Making a competition in the classroom. Nice.
Good luck.
All right. Hey, did you take my drink?
No, we should probably get some drinks.
We
now.
should probably get something before it starts. We don't want to make a muck before the theater starts. I hate when people do that.
Yeah, me too. Let's go.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying tuned here. I want to teach you very quickly how to use Haiku Deck. Now, the reason why I like using this so much is because it's so simple, and it makes it really easy for you to follow the directions in order to be effective at communicating your message via your visual aid. All right, so right here, this is going to be your slide. And what's nice about this whole screen is you can do everything you need right here on this screen. And this is just on my computer. You go down here to add a slide, and you can add as many as you want. I ask that you have at least 15 different slides, so I'm just going to keep pressing this until I think I get close to 15. Now, some of you are going to freak out and be like, Adam, how do I get 15 slides? But the idea is that every point that you're trying to make, every idea, that's one slide. So your title slide, that's one slide. You know, your takeaway, what is it you want them to take away? That's another slide. You know, your introduction to your first main point, your subpoints, those are each slides. Anyway, you get the point. Each idea is one picture. It's one heading. And it's one idea, right? That's that whole 3-to-1. You've got 3 things on every slide, but it all boils down to one thing. All right, so let's talk about that first slide. What's nice about this is you have the different types of slides you can have. Obviously, I want you to stay away from the bullet text. Anything that looks like that is fine. Let's just stick to the basic slide type, which is essentially having your title. Now, when you click over here, you can choose the different layouts. So you can have fun and decide kind of where you want your heading depending on the picture. When you click here, this is just notes, but obviously you don't need to know about that. All right, so let's go to the most important part. You need pictures, right? Now, there's a couple different places that you can get pictures from. You can upload them yourself. So like, for instance, on my computer, I've got pictures all over the place. Okay, so I can click on my computer, I can hit choose file, and I can start to find them. And so what you might want to do is before you get to this point, you might actually want to go to Google Images and actually start searching for them. Now remember, just like the video said, you can go to Google or you can go to search.creativecommons.com. Actually, I lied, it's .org. And what's really cool about this is, in the Creative Commons, is you can choose where you want to get your images from. I usually do Flickr because you get a ton of stuff. You can uncheck these if you want. Since we're doing this for educational purposes, that's fine. But I really like Flickr. And so let's say, for instance, your speech is on how to plan an effective wedding, right? I got married 2 years ago, so this is something that's near and dear to my heart. So I would start to type in some keywords such as, planning a wedding. And I would see kind of what came up via Flickr. And what's really cool about the search.creative commons is you just get so many crazy things that are going to show up. Here we go. Okay, so we got all these different wedding pictures, right? Haha, very cute. Let's say you find the one that you want, and I like this idea. And so I'm going to click on it. And then what's cool from here is then I can download it very easily by clicking this arrow. And it will tell me what I want. I would either do large or original. Now again, the Creative Commons is great. And when you save these, what I would do if I were you is I would try to save them all in one folder. So unfortunately, this is going to my downloads. That's fine. That's just the kind of way it works. So then I know, okay, I got to go to my downloads and I got to get this picture. And what I would do if I were you is I would put it all in one file. So I got my picture here and I would have some kind of folder set up. You'll have to forgive me. My desktop is a mess. Oh, there's a beautiful picture of me at my wedding. And let's just say you call it Pictures for Speech 2. And then every time you download them, you go to where you downloaded them, which is right here, and you just move them in there. So then it's really easy for you to be able to go back to them and find them. All right, so that was Creative Commons. That was kind of the quick way to look at that. Have fun with that. Again, the biggest thing that I would say is that the nice thing about the Creative Commons is that you have so many different options. So if you want to do Google, you can do Google. If you want to do OpenClip Art Library, you want whatever you want, it doesn't matter. I usually stick with Flickr because you get a lot of cool artistic pictures. But obviously, you can also use Google as well. Now, if you're going to use Google for searching for your images, what I usually do is then type in my major idea, and then I go to Images. And what's nice about this is then I can find all these pictures. Now, if you're worried about finding a high-quality image, which is always a challenge, then what you do is you hit Search Tools, and you go to Size, and what I normally like to do is hit Large, so then I know that it's going to fit the full screen. Let's see this one right here. Usually when you click View Image, you are able to very quickly get it, and then you can save the image as, find your desktop folder. In this case, we're looking at Pictures for Speech 2. I can throw it right in there, and it's all set. All right, so if you have any questions about that, just give me an email. Let's go back to Haiku Deck. So now that you've got all your pictures you want, it's just really easy to go upload now. And then this screen will come up. You can go My Computer, click Choose File. Obviously, we know it's on the desktop, and it's photos or Pictures for Speech 2. And let's say I want to use this one as my picture. What's nice about this is that it will upload it for me. and then it should show right up on the title slide. So even though it's uploading, we'll give it a second here to do its thing. Ta-da! There it is. And then here's my title, Planning a Wedding. Now, do you notice how it actually, putting a subtitle there. Now, do you notice how it actually puts the contrast in for you? So it has this nice kind of black line there. I was going to say opaque, but I don't think that's the right word. So it really makes your text shine. So we've got our title slide all set. Let's say my takeaway is that planning a wedding is simple. So let's say I want to say that my takeaway instead is planning a wedding as a simple activity that involves having your personality shine and also good organizational skills. So we got personality and organization. And then we would try to find a picture maybe that would showcase that. So unfortunately, I'm doing this off the cuff, so I don't have these pictures necessarily ready, but I could go to my wedding photos and I could have fun. But do you see, like for this takeaway slide, I didn't just write my full takeaway, but I just kind of made it clear like these are going to be my main 2 points. And then if I could find a picture that works really well there, that would work really good. And I could say something like that. That's the takeaway, folks. Or it's that easy. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you do. But the other thing that I want to show you is, remember, you can change where you want these to be. And so depending on what your picture looks like or where you want it to go, you know, play around with where you want all these headings to be. But you see how easy this is? I mean, if you literally go and plan out each slide, you can probably put this together after you have all your images in probably 10 to 15 minutes tops. And the best part about this is you can share this with me very easily. And so you can just simply have this emailed to me. Now, what I would do if I were you is put your last name. So my last name is Barragato, and I would put speech 2. So that way, when you send it to me, it makes perfect sense. Now you can send this as a PowerPoint or a PDF. What I would do is export it as a PowerPoint, and it will download it for you. Okay, so there we go. So I know that it's downloaded, and then all you have to do is go find it, and there it is, Barragato Speech 2. It's in a PowerPoint. It will open up, and then just email it to me the night before your speech. I know this is very quick, and I know that this might have been a little bit confusing. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about this in class, so don't forget to bring your tablet or your computer. But you can see, ta-da, you've got your PowerPoint all ready to go, and then all you have to do is just email it to me. Again, I think this is much easier than using PowerPoint, but it's totally up to you. I think that as long as you follow the directions in terms of making sure you've got one picture, one heading, one idea per slide, you're going to be fine. All right, I'll see you soon.